Hey friends, Marcy Williams here in Ridgeland, Mississippi at M Theory Yoga again. This practice today is focusing on the inner hips or your adductors, your inner thighs. So we're looking at making them stronger through their full range of motion and also lengthening them out. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs today in reclined bound angle pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. So lay down on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall to the side. Take a moment here as you start your practice to feel any physical sensation that you notice here on your mat. Draw that awareness to your inner hips or your inner thighs and maybe notice the pull of gravity. Good. Now I want you to pay attention to your feet. Right now, for me, my feet are pretty relaxed in this pose. What I want you to start to do is I want you to take the soles of your feet and press them into each other. So right foot's pushing into left, left foot is pushing into right. And really press particularly through the big toe mound of both feet. Notice what happens as your feet go from relaxed to pushing into each other, and feel that engagement through up the inseam of both legs. Good. As you're ready, bring your knees up, and then this time I want the inner feet to touch. Widen your knees about shoulder width. Same thing, your inner feet, start to push them into each other. And start to feel the muscle engagement that goes all the way up the inseam of both legs. Stay with that for a breath or two. Good. Now keep that inner feet both pressing into each other, feeling that inner hip work. I want you to stretch your arms up, lift your chest now, so in a little crunch here, and then reach your arms in between your knees. Continue to press your inner feet together. Now with your arms, try to open up the knees. And with the knees, squeeze the arms. Good, stay with this. Recline Bakasana. Nice. And then from here, let that go. Reach behind your thighs. Rock up into a seat. Let's do that same shape and from boat pose. Start out with your fingers behind you. Lift the chest. Lift the feet. Again, inner feet are touching. Inner feet are pressing into each other. Knees open up about shoulder width. Fire up those inner hips as you press the feet into each other. And then add the arms. Arms come in between the knees. With your arms, try to open up the knees. With your knees, squeeze the arms. Seated crow pose. And then let that go. Cross your ankles, plant your palms. Meet me in downward facing dog. Take a moment in your downward dog and check in again. Smooth out the breath and feel the whole body. Good. As you inhale, come forward to plank. Steady breath in your plank. We'll be here a couple of cycles. Keeping the neck long, so a lot of times we drop the head when we get tired. And so if you're looking at your toes, take your gaze back toward the front of the mat. On your exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, slide back to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale to plank. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up below here, hands can stay on the mat or they can come up. And then the way you have your feet is going to affect where you feel this. So maybe keep the big toe side of the foot on the mat for a couple rounds and really feel the inner hips. And then maybe lift up onto the heel and get a little bit more into your hamstrings or the backs of the hips. Good. Start to make your way into a high lunge facing the front of the mat. Stay low for a moment. With that left thigh, I want you to really firm it and firm that left glute. So the left leg's nice and straight. And then press through the big toe side of this right foot. If you are putting more weight into the pinky toe side, press into the big toe side, or if you need to, widen your stance a little bit so that you can really root down through your inner foot. Left palm to the mat. As you inhale, lift your chest, lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, just a simple twist here. Good, nice steady breath. As you stay here for another round or two, I want you to press this right foot down and drag back. Press the left foot down and drag forward. Good, exhale, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. We're going to go to locust pose. Bring your hands down by your side, lift the chest, and then lift the feet up off the mat. Start out with your feet separated, and then squeeze the legs together. Bring the big toes to touch. Good. Open up the feet just a little bit. Squeeze the feet together. Open it up. Squeeze and hold. Hold the feet together, but keep the breath strong. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, take a moment in down dog. With the palms, press the mat down and forward. Lift through the hips. Keep the chest lifting too, so the chest is lifting up, not dropping down. Good, inhale, left leg up. As you exhale, left knee, right elbow. Shoulders move over the wrist like you're going into plank. Inhale, send the leg back. And then exhale, step it through. Another round of these lunges here, side to side. And again, you can, this is really for you, just some dynamic movement, get the blood flowing. Coming up onto the heel like I am now, gets a little more into my hamstring, but if I keep the inner foot on the mat, as I shift side to side, I get a little more into those inner hips. As you're ready, come to a high lunge, facing the front of your mat. Focus on this right leg first, so press through the ball of that right foot, firm the thigh and firm the glute. And focus on this left foot, so I want you to be equally weighted big toe side and pinky toe side. If you're noticing that you're rocking onto the edge of your foot, press through the big toe mound. You may need to widen your stance in order to do that. From here, right palm plants. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, and then take your twist. Left arm is going to reach to the sky. Steady breath, and then that same action. So the left foot's pressing down, it's pulling back. The right foot's pressing down and dragging forward. Good. As you exhale, plank. Inhale in your plank, and then as you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat for locust. Stretch the arms back, lift the chest. Start out with the feet separated, and then squeeze the inner thighs and bring the big toes to touch. Good, and open up the feet, not wide. Squeeze the feet together. Open up. Good, squeeze the feet together and hold. And then down dog as you exhale. Good, palms press the mat forward. With the feet, think about stretching the mat back. Use those two actions to lift through the hips. And lift the whole spine up. So spine up and back, not dropping down toward the mat. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop, end up in a forward bend at the top of the mat. It's nice and soft, nice and relaxed forward bend. Couple cycles of breath here before we get into our salutations. So really any movement you need. Let your knees bend. Let the head be heavy. Good, you can sway a little bit side to side if that feels good. And then bringing the hands to your hips, I want you to press through the feet, particularly the back of the feet, the heels, and come all the way up to standing. All right, we're gonna move through some salutations, as always, focusing on finding a nice rhythmic breath that we're gonna try to maintain through class. We're also, again, still focusing on the inner hips and making them stronger. So we're gonna start out with just a lunge salutation with a simple twist and locust pose. Feet firm in the mat. On your inhale, stretch the arms forward and up, look up. As you exhale, fold, hinge at the hips with a long spine. Inhale, halfway lift, slide your chest forward, draw your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, step your right leg back, plant your right palm down. Inhale, take your twist, left arm reaches up. As you exhale, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, lower all the way down for locust. Inhale, locust, bring the big toes to touch. As you exhale, downward facing dog, adding a little crunch to this. Inhale, right leg up. As you exhale, take that right knee to your left elbow again. Inhale, send the leg back up. As you exhale, step it all the way through, left palm to the mat. Inhale, take your twist, both feet are pulling to center. As you exhale, frame the foot and step into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the chest forward, long spine. Refold as you exhale, and then inhale, strong legs bring you all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, right back down into your fold, left leg leads this time. Inhale, half lift. As you exhale, step the left leg back and plant your left palm down. Inhale, take your twist, both feet are pulling to center. As you exhale, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. To the floor for locust on your exhale. Inhale, locust, bring your big toes to touch. As you exhale, downward dog. Good. Inhale, left leg lifts. As you exhale, cross that knee to your right elbow. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, step it through, right palm down. Inhale, take your twist, left arm reaches up. And then as you exhale, step into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, slide your chest forward. Fold as you exhale. Good, strong legs bring you all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms together, thumbs to the breastbone as you exhale. Stay here standing for a couple breaths. Maintain that same rhythmic pace. Take a moment, just feel your feet on the mat. Press down through the feet, grow tall through the spine. We're going to move through 3 sun A's. Inhale, stretch up. As you exhale, fold, hinge at the hips. Half lift on your inhale. And then exhale, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, lower to the mat for cobra pose. Inhale, cobra, lift the chest, bring the toes to touch. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, 2 more. Refold as you exhale. Good. Press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, right back down to your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's step to plank again as we exhale. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, chaturanga or all the way to the floor, either one. Inhale, upward dog or cobra or locust. And then down dog as you exhale. Nice. We're going to do one more sun salutation. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop into your fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Good. Strong legs are going to bring you all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, right back down into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step or hop into your chaturanga or all the way to the floor. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And then down dog as you exhale, or child's pose. Take a moment, towel off if you need to. So we're going to move on, trying to maintain that breath of salutations and continue to focus on those inner hips. All right. Downward facing dog. Good. I'm going to start left today. I usually start right, but I'm going to start left today so that I can face you the first round of each sequence. As you inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, take the left knee to your left elbow. Stay here. I want you to roll onto the big toe side of your right foot, and then lift the right arm up. Send the left leg forward, but keep the leg lifted. Press the inner right foot down into the mat. Lift the inner left foot up to the ceiling. Good. Stay here or add a few little pulses. Inner left foot pulses to the ceiling. Good. As you exhale, down dog split. Stay for your inhale. And then exhale, step the foot through. We're going to go to crescent lunge. Good. Inhale, come up. Crescent lunge. Pause here. Steady breath. Front rim of the pelvis is lifting up. This right foot's dragging forward with the left foot pull back. Nice. One more inhale. Then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Tap this right knee down and come all the way up to standing. Lifting this right knee up. Good. So not a lot of inner hip work here yet. Front of right hip is working hard. This outer and back of the left hip should be working hard. So outer left hip's pulling in, left glute is engaged. Bring your left arm out. Bring your right arm inside your right thigh. With your right arm, push into your thigh. With your right thigh, resist. So the thigh is pressing into the arm is pressing into the thigh. Good. Continue to resist that action, but nice and easily start to open up the leg. Good. Bring it back in. Both are resisting. Arms pushing into leg. Leg is pushing into arm. One more time. Open up. Good. Bring it back in. And then sit down into chair pose. And today I want you to bring your big toes to touch in chair. You can leave some space between your heels. Lift the chest up. Draw the thigh bones back. And then go ahead and bring the arms up. From your chair pose, inner thighs, I want you to press them toward one another. So we're starting to feel those inner hip muscles engage. Keep that action now with the feet. Press into the mat and imagine that the feet are stretching the mat side to side. So we're getting the inner hips working as we squeeze the legs together. And then you start to feel those outer hips engage as the feet stretch the mat wide. Good, fold as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Or maybe straight to downward facing dog. All right, I have to remember we're doing the right leg. Inhale, right leg up. As you exhale, take that right knee to your left elbow. Stay here. Roll on to the big toe side of your left foot. Lift your left arm up. Extend the right leg out, but don't drop it on the floor. Inner left foot is pressing into the mat. Inner right foot lifted up toward the ceiling. And then maybe a few little pulses. Pulse the leg up. Good, as you're ready, down dog split. Inhale here, look forward. As you exhale, step the foot through. We're gonna go to crescent lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Steady breath. Lift the front of the hips up. Pull the front of the ribs down. Good. As you exhale, hands to your heart. Tap the left knee to the mat. Come all the way up to standing. Lifting this left knee. Take a moment here. Front of left hip is working as you draw the thigh up. Outer right hip, back of right hip should be nice and strong and holding you up. Right arm out to the side. Left arm's gonna come inside the thigh. Left arm's gonna push into the thigh. Thigh's gonna push back. Stay with that action. And then nice and gently open up the leg. And then bring it back in. But don't lose that resistance. So, open up the leg. Arm is pushing into leg. Leg is pushing into arm. Bring it back in. Last time, open it up. Good, bring it back in. And then sit down into chair pose. Big toes come together. You can leave some space between your heels. Lift the chest. Squeeze your thighs in. Stretch the arms up. So as you squeeze your thighs together, you're working those inner thigh muscles. Let's add the outer thighs. Maintain the inner thigh squeeze now with your feet. Imagine they're trying to stretch the mat wide. So the right foot is pushing down and pulling right. Left foot is pushing down and pulling left. Thighs stay squeezing together. Inner and outer hips, nice and strong. Good, fold as you exhale. Inhale, half lift. Excuse me, and then exhale, plank pose. Inhale in your plank, and then down dog, or chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Excuse me. We're gonna do that one more time with an option in the standing balance. We'll change it up just a little bit. Downward facing dog when you're ready. All right, starting left again. Inhale, left leg lifts. As you exhale, take the left knee to your left elbow. Roll onto the big toe side of your right foot. Inhale, right arm up, and left leg out. Good. Flex that left foot. Lift the inner heel up to the ceiling as you press the big toe side of the right foot down. So left leg's lifting up, right leg's pushing down. Good, take it to a down dog split, left leg into the air. And exhale, step through for crescent. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands to your heart, right knee taps down. Pull the right thigh up as you come to standing. From here, bring the left arm out to the side. With the peace fingers on your right hand, Reach for the big toe on your right leg. Good. Keep the chest lifting. So I want this left hip fully extended. I want the spine long. Keeping that, right leg can straighten any amount. If something bends, let it be the knee. And then open up that right leg out to the right. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Good. As you're ready, bring the leg back. Bend the knee. Woo! And let the foot go. Inhale, chair pose. Couple cycles of breath here. Bring the big toes to touch. Thighs squeeze together. Inner hips squeeze. But with the feet, stretch them out wide. So the feet are pressing down and trying to pull out while your inner thighs are pulling in. Good, fold as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And then down dog or chaturanga up dog, down dog, or child's pose. You know your options. All right, let's do that on the right. Inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, take that right knee to your left elbow and roll onto the big toe side of your left foot. Inhale, left leg up, right leg out. Good, flex that right foot, draw your inner heel toward the ceiling as you push down with that left foot. Good, as you exhale, down dog split. Inhale, look to the top of your mat, and exhale, step through for crescent. Inhale, crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands to your heart, left knee taps. And then inhale, come up to standing, lifting the left knee. Right arm can come out to the side with the peace fingers on your left hand. Catch the big toe on your left foot. Pause. I want you to lengthen up. So this right hip is nice and long, glutes engaged, spine is long. Then, keeping that, left leg can straighten any amount. It may not straighten very much at all. Open it up to the left. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Good. Bring the leg back to center. Bend the knee, let the foot go. Last time in chair pose, I promise. Big toes touch. Hips drop back. Fingers reach up. Chair pose. With your inner thighs, squeeze center. With your feet, stretch wide. So your thigh bones are pushing into each other, but your feet are trying to pull away from each other. Maintain that simultaneous action. Thighs squeeze in, feet draw away. Good, fold as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, chest moves forward. And then down dog, or chaturanga up dog, down dog, or child's pose. Water break. Really whatever you need. We're going to move on. Got a couple more standing sequences for you. Again, still focusing on those inner hips. Downward facing dog. From down dog, again, we're going to continue to start with the left leg. Inhale, left leg lifts. As you exhale, step the foot through. We're going to go to warrior two. So spin the right heel down and inhale, come up, warrior two. Good. So with this warrior two, I want you to get nice and low. Keep the spine lengthening. The action of this left foot, I want you to press down and pull back. With this right foot, I want you to press down and drag center. Nice inner hip work in your warrior two. Good, one more inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to go to extended side angle. And for today, I want you to bring this left arm inside the left thigh. Right arm can sweep to the front of your mat. And then just like we did in that standing balance, I want you to take your arm and press it into your inner thigh. And then with your thigh, I want you to push back into the arm. So your inner hip here is nice and long. It's lengthening, and you're pushing it into your arm. Good. Inhale, come into star pose. So you're going to reach up. Toes are going to face the long edge of your mat. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart and come to a side lunge here at the back of your mat. So kind of like those dynamic lunges we did at the beginning of the class, but you're a little more lifted. Now push off on this right leg and come to a side lunge at the front of your mat. Good, push and pull. Add the arms here. Imagine that you are skating, almost like you're speed skating. And I just want you to push and pull. So you're really working inner and outer hips as you move yourself from one side of the mat to the other. Good. Go ahead and come to the back. Now lift up onto this left heel. Look to the front of your mat and then push your way back into a warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. As you exhale, frame the foot, step to plank. Inhale in your plank, and as you exhale, lower down. Let's do locust again. Lift the chest, locust pose, lift the feet, and then bring the inner feet together. Squeeze the inner thighs. Nice. Downward facing dog. All right, let's do that on the right. Inhale, right leg up. As you exhale, step it all the way through, warrior two. Left heel drops down. Inhale, come up. Good, get nice and low. Left thigh should be firm, left glute is firm. Right foot's pulling back. Left foot is pushing down and dragging forward. So really working those inner hips in your warrior two. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, extended side angle with this right arm inside the thigh. And again, this is not usually how I work the pose, but we're gonna do it today. With the right arm, I want you to open up the leg, and with the leg, I want you to push into the arm. I really actually like to have the arm on the other side of the thigh, but this is a really great way to work those inner hips as they lengthen. So the leg is pushing into the arm is pushing into the leg. Good, now go ahead and come into star pose. And as you exhale, take this side lunge to the back of your mat. So left leg is bent, chest is lifting. I want both feet to stay completely planted on the floor, but push your way to a side lunge to the front. Good, add the arms, push and pull, almost as if you were skating, speed skating on your mat. And then the next time you come to the back of your mat, come up onto that right heel, look, and push back into your warrior two pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, spin the palms, back to plank. Inhale in your plank, and then come all the way down to the mat for locust. Lift the chest, inhale. Bring the big toes to touch. Keep the breath steady here. Keep squeezing those inner feet together. And then down dog as you exhale. Good, we're going to do one more variation of that sequence. So, downward dog when you're ready. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, warrior two. Inhale, come up, warrior two. As you exhale, extended side angle, arm presses into the leg, leg presses into the arm. Inhale, come back to star. Exhale, come to the side lunge to the back of your mat. This is where we're changing it up. This time, I want you to push off on this right leg, switch the weight into the left, and bring the knee up. Good, that was 4, 5. On your 5th one, woo, catch your balance. And hold. So left hip is pulling in, left glute is engaged, right knee lifted up. Bring your hands to your heart. Lift the chest. As you exhale, give me a warrior 3 pose. Hinge at the hips. Chest lifts up. Right thigh is nice and long. If you would like, reach the arms up by the ears. Good, drive through that left heel. Come all the way up to standing, bring the right knee up. Look to the back of your mat. Step back into that side lunge. Good, look to the front of your mat, lift up onto the heel of that left foot. Push back into your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. As you exhale, down dog, or chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Really anything you'd like to do. Any sequence of poses that you can move through at a nice pace of breath, that same pace of salutations. All right, right leg lifts, inhale. As you exhale, step it through. We're gonna go to warrior 2. So inhale in your warrior 2. As you exhale, extended side angle, the right arm opening the thigh and the thigh pressing into the arm. Inhale, come into star pose. As you exhale, side lunge to the back, so left knee is bent. Push off on this left leg, come to standing, lift the left knee. Woo! Step back in your lunge. Push and lift. Step in your lunge. Push, bring the leg in. 5 times total, I think that's 4 for me. On that 5th one, try to catch your balance. There's no rush. Right glutes firm, right hips pulling in, left thigh is lifting. Once you have your balance, hands to heart, lift the chest, find warrior 3 pose. Left leg kicks back, good. Firm that left thigh, keep the chest lifting. If you want, bring your arms up by your ears. Drive through the right heel, come up, bend the left knee as you do. Look to the back of your mat, step back into your side lunge. Look to the front of your mat, lift onto the right heel, push back into warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, frame your foot, and up and downward facing dog. However you want to get there. All right. Once you get there, go ahead and check in with the palms. Think about pushing them out forward and lifting up and back through the hips. Good. Keep the chest lifting up and back. So sometimes we like to drop the chest down toward the mat. Keep it lifting, so arms are long, shoulders are strong. And then inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop into a squat at the front of your mat. Drop your hips down here, lift your chest, and then bring your elbows into your inner thighs and widen your hips. Good, bring your hands to your heart. Stay with this for a couple breaths. As your elbows open up your inner hips, now I want you to start to take your thighs, I want you to squeeze the elbows. So this action of squeezing the elbows, it's similar to what we did in boat pose when we were making that crochet. This inner hip engagement in your crow is going to help the legs hold themselves up so they're not just dead weight on your arms. And they're also going to help you to get to your core. Good, let that go, lift the hips. Walk the feet in. Walk them all the way together. So big toes touch, inner heels touch. Drop back down into a squat. Widen your knees And this time we're going to play with crow pose. I'm going to walk it back a little bit. So knees are wide, inner feet are touching, arms come out in front of you. Fingers are going to spread wide, hands are shoulder width. Gaze forward and then lift the hips and reach your knees up high on your arms. With your knees up high in your arms, start to squeeze into center and work those inner hips like we've been doing all through class. Good, keeping your gaze forward, start to shift the weight of the body forward. And then lift one foot up at a time, or maybe both feet up at a time. Good, as you're ready, maybe pop back to chaturanga. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice work, y'all. Good, inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop right back into your squat. So, I gotta towel off here for a second before I do this. Woo! Coming into your squat pose. Again, elbows into the inner thighs, open up those inner hips. As you lengthen out your inner hips, put some tone into those muscles by squeezing the elbows in. So it's just not a passive stretch here for those inner hips as the elbows open them up and they squeeze back. Good. From here, if you want to play with another rounded crow pose, go with it. I think I'm going to play with Titivasana, which is crazy hard for me. I'll go ahead and turn toward the camera. Y'all get to see me fall on my butt. I almost always fall on my butt when I try to play with this pose. Titivasana requires quite a bit of inner hip length, but also that action of squeezing in really helps with the pose. So from your squat, if you're going to play with this, go ahead. I like to grab my ankles, and I'm going to lift my hips and start to work my arms up under my legs. Once I'm there, I'm going to walk my hands back about shoulder width. And then I am not able to actually get my hands onto the ground. So I think I'm going to stay on my fingertips. Sit your thighs onto the backs of your arms. Then with your thighs, squeeze into your arms and start to lift the legs. Woo! Titivasana. I always fall on my butt. Super hard if you have two blocks at home and you're like me and you're struggling to get your hands to the ground. Bring the ground to you. The 2 blocks will work great. Otherwise, you can play with it on your fingertips, which requires quite a bit of grip strength. And I don't know, blocks are the best. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a moment in down dog and just check in. If your attempt at crow or Titivasana was disappointing, I'll tell you that my Titivasana was super disappointing. Notice your thoughts and what you're thinking about that and where your mind goes. I sometimes think if I can't do a pose, well then I must not be a very good teacher, or sometimes I go to even crazier places. Ultimately, these are just shapes that we're making. The real practice is the paying attention. Noticing how we react, forgiving ourselves for how we react, and then try to manage directions so that they are actually relevant to what we're really doing. Good, right leg to pigeon as you're ready. So take the knee behind the wrist. Walk this left leg back. Hips are level, so equal weight in your hips. Walk your way down. This is a good outer hip stretch. We've worked a little bit of those outer hips today. You can add some tone to these outer hips as you stretch them by taking this right shin here, press down into the mat and pull back. And then pair that action by pressing that left foot, that left knee down and drawing forward. Good, as you're ready, walk up. Roll onto this outer right hip. Let's take a seated twist. So left leg's gonna swing around. Sit up nice and tall as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna twist toward this left leg. Good. Go ahead and unwind. Downward facing dog. If you wanted another flow, go for it. As you're ready, left leg to pigeon. Take a moment. Hips are equally weighted, so you're not putting more weight into the left than the right or vice versa. Go ahead, walk your way down. And then as you stretch this outer left hip, just add a little bit of tone to that muscle, those muscles. So with that left shin, press into the mat and pull back. And then right knee, top of the right foot, press in and pull forward. So the left lower leg and the right lower leg are both rooting into the mat and trying to pull toward one another. Good, walk it up, and we'll take a seated twist. So shift onto your left hip, swing your right leg around, sit up nice and tall, and then turn toward this right leg. Good. And then from here, let's just go ahead and lay down on our back. And we'll do a few rounds of bridge pose to end, or before we completely cool down. So feet about hips distance. As you exhale, draw the navel in, and then press the hips up. From here, shimmy the shoulders underneath your body. Lifting the chest off the mat. Nice smooth breath as if you were still doing sun A. Good, go ahead and come down. Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose, so right where we started. Just a nice passive lengthener of those inner hips. We'll do one more round of bridge pose. If you'd like to take a wheel pose, that would be fine. Or if there's another back bend that you would like to do right now, go for it. As you're ready, feet about hips width. As you exhale, navel draws in and come up into your bridge. See if you can stay here a good 5 cycles of breath. Pay attention to the breath. Again, So make it nice and smooth and rhythmic as if you were still moving through Sun A. Good, as you're ready, come down. And then a few cycles of breath and recline bound ankle again. Take one hand to your heart, take one hand to your belly, maybe close the eyes here. Give your spine a chance to decompress in this neutral pose. Notice any sensation that you're feeling. Notice where your mind's going to. Notice where your mind's going without judgment. So sometimes our minds, or often our minds are just busy and they're going thought to thought to thought. Sometimes as yogis we feel like we need to be all zen and chill with our thoughts, but it's not the reality. So allow yourself permission to have a busy mind if it's busy. Good, and then from here, reach outside your thighs, bring your knees together. And then wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself a hug because you are fabulous, you deserve it. And then Shavasana, legs extend, arms relax, eyes can close. You can have as long of a Shavasana as you like. I'm going to bring you out of it in about 20 or 30 seconds. You're welcome to ignore me and stay longer. If you're ready to start to come back, take a moment and appreciate your body exactly how it is now. And start to move in any way you need to move to come back. Just nice, easy, small movements. Maybe just starting out at fingers and toes. Start to add some ankle rolls and some wrist circles. Then inhale, stretch overhead, toes reach to the front of the mat. As you exhale, bend your knees, roll onto your side. And stay here long enough to appreciate the fact that you got to your mat today. As you're ready, press through the palms. Find a comfortable seat. Then bringing the thumbs to third eye center, I bow forward to honor you. Thank you for watching this video today and sharing this practice with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.